highest wind is a revolution.
Yeah, we were still just kind of grinding up. And that's a tough thing for me to call. I mean, I would say, I mean, what I believe is going to happen is we're not going to get a. Now, normally at a top, sometimes you'll see just a bunch of up and down days, and just kind of like a lot of confusion. And then eventually some sort of a blow off top. I just don't know if I see that. I just see us having one melt off day. And, I mean, that's a tough thing for me to say. We've actually passed some. I don't have all of it uploaded here in Ninja, but we passed a pretty important resistance, in my opinion. I'll post that chart later this afternoon off of Thinkorswim. But it's that's a tough thing for me to try and call. I mean, I don't use that. Are you speaking about stocks, or are you speaking about E-minis? Do you have a lot of? So you're looking to do like a longer term hold? Yeah, I mean, I just can't see myself trying to take a long. Now I don't know what direction you're trying to go, but I mean, if I wouldn't be going long, and unless we did see that kind of a blow off top or something like that, I probably wouldn't be looking to go short. You're in long. Where are you in at? 1404. How many contracts are you holding? 3. How many can you trade at this point? You can trade 6. The reason I'm asking is because what you can do is you can start. You got to find the right spot though. You can start trying to. I don't know what you would call this. You trade a little bit more dynamically. You can actually just go point to point. So, say for example, right now we're here at that 83. I don't know where we're at here on the ES. 80. What is it? We're at 87.50. It's a little hard for me to see here on this daily. But what you can do is you can think about, like I said, trading point to point. What I mean by that is you can try and I'll pull up a 5-minute, either point to point or 2 points, whatever. But just look to say for example, I'm just going to use this example, just today's trading as an example here. Hold on. I'd say you bought here. I'm going to use this 1388.75. What you can do is you can actually try and buy the 87.75, sell it back up at 88.75, and keep doing that in a range and continue to bring down your risk. So what you're doing is you're accumulating points as your positions open. So I mean, I've heard it called a dynamic position. It's something I normally don't do, but it's something. I mean, I guess in your case it could be beneficial. But there's definitely risk involved with that. I mean, you've got 3 where you should. I mean, if you're going to try and do this, I mean, if it was me, I would put on 1, and then I would look to trade around that. But in your case, it seems like, I mean, it's almost like you might have bought, I mean, maybe not intentionally, but right at the top, and so that would not exactly work out if we just continue to come lower. I mean, if you have a range in particular that you're trying to trade, there's nothing wrong with trying to, like I said, it's almost like you're bringing down your risk. Think about it, you're just kind of chipping away, 1 point. Bought a put on SPY yesterday. So okay, so where are you at on the actual position? Where are you at? How many points are you down, or how much are you down? Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, if if you had probably, I mean, you can only trade 6 here, so I mean, I could, if you had more capital to trade, I mean, I would definitely recommend, unless you want to. That's a tough one. I mean, at least like you said, you bought some put protection, I think you said, right? Gosh, I don't know. What was your target? I mean, did you have a target? What was your target? And the reason I asked that is, I mean, are you still in I mean, in compliance with your like, when I bought, I was looking for 1410, 1404, 1410. So you're looking for 6 and you're down. If you bought it, so you're down. Okay, I mean, if your target's going to be 1410 and you have an entry at 1404, you got to definitely determine some sort of a risk. You've heard risk to reward, right? Like a 1 to 3. Yeah, correct, like a stop loss. But you want to go. Say you take a trade here. I'm gonna just draw in. I'm gonna find the evens here. So you have a trade here at 1400 where I just marked that green line, and you've got a stop of. Oh, okay, you just didn't fall. You just didn't fall. You definitely want to make sure that you do that, because I mean that is going to be the difference between being profitable and not. I mean, when you're taking like an unnecessary larger loss than normal, it kind of throws things off, and you are doing a little bit of a cash up at this point. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're going to take losses, but you want to keep it in the criteria, and you know, whatever your criteria is for your trading. I mean, I don't know what the size of your account is. I don't know any of that stuff, but you have to work that out. I'll put out something to help you figure that out based on your particular account. But like I said, you gotta stick to that. That's number one. I mean, there's no going around that particular part of trading. You gotta at least 2 to 1. And I know if you haven't heard of that, let me know. But 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 3 times your stop loss, or 2 times your stop loss for a profit target. I'd try and break that habit. How many contracts did you put on though originally? You put on all 3 originally? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely try and break that habit of 1 to 1. You'll basically be chopping around forever if you just keep going 1 to 1. I mean, statistically, if you're at it, and like I said, I'll put a little more into detail, and I'll break it all down. But I'll do that. I'll probably do that this afternoon for you. But what you want to, like I said, you want to maintain that at least 2 to 1. So if you're risking three points on a trade, you know, you're looking for 6 points as a profit target, and at that 3 points every time, if that's what you're going to do, you got to just take your loss. You know, if you have the ability to, I don't know where you're standing now, but I mean, if you have the ability to trade a little more dynamically, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, just taking, you know, because the market every day, you know, gyrates quite a bit, so there is opportunity for you to be going, like I said, point to point, 86.50. I'm just trying to find an example. I mean, I don't know how many points you could have picked up here, but I mean, it just depends on, you know, if you're at the 50s or the 75s or whatever. But you just go point. You just keep racking it up and keep eliminating your risk by doing that. But even that, I mean, that's not going to solve anything if you don't set a maximum in terms of stop. And that certainly does. Well, it's just more in terms of being disciplined. I mean, that's probably the biggest I mean, that is the biggest aspect of this, really. I mean, like I said, there's no going around that. There's I mean, and it's not something that can't be worked on. I don't know if I mentioned this in any of my posts or that I've written previously, but I think I did. I think just having a simple day trade plan. I mean, just print it out. It doesn't have to be long. Just put 3 or 4 points of just the major rules in terms of your trading, and just have it there right there on your desk, and you should be fine. I mean, just read it, follow it, read it every morning. Eventually, you won't have to read it every morning, but do it for even a year or two. I know it seems like it's like it won't work, but I mean, you got to at least make an attempt at it. You want to ingrain those type of things into your brain.
Highest wind is a revolution.